What's up, guys? Welcome to a banger on Quincy Bill Sports. I promise you, this is going to be worth your time. We are going to be doing a full college football season preview. I can't wait for it. I got Chet next to me right here on my phone so I can see. But we're going to be doing a full college football season preview. I'm talking each conference preview. We're going to be previewing bowls. And lastly, we are going to preview college football playoff. And I'm telling you guys, my prediction for the playoff is a little out there. I'm just going to say that. It's a little, I guess, bold, really bold, I would say. But it's really bold. Let's see. We got Mason Talk Sports, first one in here. What's up, man? I see you're an LSU fan. But let me move myself over here. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to standings. And we're going to be doing some standing previews first. So let's see. First, now here's the big debate. How good is the Big Ten going to play? This conference where my favorite team is located, they're right here. Are they going to play? And I'm starting to think no. I don't think they're going to play. There's no way you're going to start a season with October 12th. Like, there's no way that's going to happen. Actually, October 10th. October 12th is my birthday. That'd be great if it started on my birthday. But there's no way, even if you do start then, that you're even going to get a season in. You're not going to be able to participate in the playoff. It's going to be just a big cluster uck, and it's going to be bad. So now, if the Big Ten were to play, Ohio State is running the table. They're going 12-0. They would be by far and away the best team in this conference. I'm pretty sure coming out of this division would probably be Minnesota. They have a lot of returning players, but I don't even think, honestly, what's going to probably end up happening is they're not going to be able to. All right, what's up, Jamie Newman? You're here from Uncle Luke. Yeah, if you're new, I promise you won't regret subscribing. I do a lot of college football stuff. Anyway, I don't think the Big Ten's going to play. And even if they do, Ohio State's getting it, but I don't think they're going to play. Same thing applies for the Pac-12. I think if the Big Ten plays, the Pac-12 will play. If the Big Ten doesn't play, Pac-12's not playing. I hope that makes sense. I really don't see a situation. The Pac-12 will do whatever the Big Ten does. The Pac-12 is basically like the son of the Big 12. They do whatever they do. So now I think Oregon would by far and away run away with this conference. Maybe a team like Utah or USC out of this, but no one in this division would stop Oregon. No one in this division, to take your pick, probably USC, I would say, but they're not going to play. So now it's time for conference previews. Now, first conference we're going to do is the American. I'm going to go through the schedule of each team that I think is going to be really good. So, let's see. In this division, you have UCF and Cincinnati. It is going to be a dogfight between those teams to see who comes out of this division because I don't see Temple, South Florida, or East Carolina doing any real damage in this division. But let's take a look at UCF's schedule. All right, you guys can see it. Opening day, FIU, it was postponed. At Georgia Tech, that's going to be a win. They are a lot better than Georgia Tech. East Carolina, that's going to be a win. Tulsa, that's going to be a win. Memphis, I'm going to say that's also going to be a win. Tulane is a win. Houston is a loss. I do not see UCF coming away with a win in this game. I think that they're going to have trouble with Houston on the road. Temple's a win. Cincinnati, that is a win at home. I like their chances against Cincinnati. They're a really good team, and I think they can come away with a win there. And then huge rivalry game between South Florida. I think they get a win there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I have them going 8-1, UCF. Now let's take a look at Cincinnati so we can maybe see who can come out of this division. Austin Peay is a win. Army's a win. South Florida's a win. At Tulsa is a win. At SMU was a loss. SMU is a terrific team. They are a terrific team. Shane Bouchain, their new stud, 4-star quarterback. Did Memphis coach FSU? Go to FSU? I don't remember. But I think SMU is going to get a win in this game. They are such a good team. Memphis is a win. Houston is a win. ECU is a win. We already covered that UCF is a loss. And Temple can be a win. I have UCF going 8-1, winning this division. I have Cincinnati going 10-2. Now for this other division, telling you right now, the SMU Mustangs are going to run away with this division. Now you're like, SMU, they're not even ranked. How are they going to run away? Okay, they have a new 4-star quarterback. What's up, Luke? I see you here. Shane Bouchane, new 4-star quarterback. This guy is an absolute stud. I think he's the highest quarterback recruit SMU's ever had. SMU was really good last year. They were ranked for a while. They had some tough losses here and there, but mostly they have everyone returning. Watch out for the SMU Mustangs this season. So let's take a look. They will destroy Texas State. TCU postponed. North Texas is a win. Stephen F. Austin is a win. Memphis is a win. Tulane is a win. Cincinnati, this will be a close game, I think. Cincinnati is a very good team, but ultimately, I think they can come away with a win in that one. Navy is a win. Temple's a win. I honestly think SMU is going to win all these games. I have them going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have them going 11-0. I really think SMU is the real deal, and I think they are going to go to the conference championship, and they will face Cincinnati, and that will be a dogfight. This could have possible playoff implications for the American because you're like, oh, only the Power 5 champions are going to get to the playoff. But think about this: it's only the Power 3. It's the Big 12. Big 12, SEC, and who else? Big 12, SEC, and ACC. That door is wide open for a team to make the playoff. And ultimately, I think SMU wins the conference. I think they go undefeated and win the conference. Now. That doesn't mean they're automatically in the playoff. We have to look at some other stuff, and I'm going to save the playoff for the end. But I think SMU is They are the non-Power 5 team to watch. They are the team to watch. Now, let's go to the ACC, which can be a touchy subject for some. Now, usually they have the Coastal Division and the other division. I forget what the other division is called. I think it's like Coastal and Atlantic. Now, here's what we got. It looks like what we have here is they're going the Big 12 approach, where it's just going to be one big standing list and the top 2 play in the championship game, because you got Notre Dame in here because they let them play. I don't know why. I think they should have just said to Notre Dame, tough luck. Either join the conference fully or you're not playing. But, of course, they let Notre Dame in. So it looks like they're going to do top 2 conferences. There are no big games today, Eric. I'm going to do – this is technically like week 0. I'm not counting this as week 1. This is like kind of just games. So, I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to do. Now, the teams that I think have a chance to win the conference, obviously Clemson. I think North Carolina has a chance. I think Notre Dame has a chance. I like Virginia and Virginia Tech, too. So, let's take a look at North Carolina. I'm really intrigued by them. They have quarterback Sam Howell. He's really good from North Carolina fans. I've heard he's really good. I'm really impressed by what North Carolina is doing. They're ranked 18 to start the year. I think Syracuse should be a win. Charlotte should be a win. Boston College should be a win. Virginia Tech at home, I think, is a win. At Florida State is a win. NC State is a win. At Virginia is a loss. I think Virginia is going to be able to come away with a win at home, and I think that's going to be North Carolina's first loss. At Duke is a win. Wake is a win. Notre Dame at home, ooh. What do we think, North Carolina fans and Notre Dame fans? What do we think about this one? It's at home. I'm gonna count that as a loss. I think Notre Dame's gonna end up winning that game. And at Miami, that might also be a loss. I don't know. At Miami's an intriguing team. They got De'Aaron King from Houston, but I really don't know how good he's gonna be. I'm iffy on that game. I'm gonna call that a win. So I have North Carolina going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have them going 9-2. That's my final record for North Carolina. So I don't think they will end up making the conference championship. Now let's take a look at Notre Dame. Duke is a win. South Florida is a win. Wake is a win. Florida State is a win. Louisville, they're good. I'm telling you, they are an underratedly good team. I really like what Louisville does. They run the ball very well. Javion Hawkins is a beast of a running back. Tutu Atwell, stud wide receiver. Don't let anyone tell you differently. I'm looking at my OBS in the corner here, but I need to be looking at the camera. Tutu Atwell is a beast, but I do think Notre Dame gets a win. Pitt is a win. Georgia Tech is a win. Clemson is a murdering loss. They are definitely losing to Clemson. Boston College is a win. We already discussed North Carolina. That's a win. And Syracuse is a win. I have Notre Dame going 10-1. That would put them strongly in the driver's seat to come out of that division. Hell yeah, Maryland going undefeated 0-0. Same thing with Michigan State. Now I think we need to take a look at Louisville. Western Kentucky is a win. Miami's a win. Pitt is a win. Georgia Tech is a win. We already discussed Notre Dame as a loss. Florida State is a win. Virginia Tech is a win. At Virginia, that could be a loss. I don't know. That's a loss. Syracuse is a win. And Wake is a win. Boston College. So I have Louisville going 10-2, barely finishing out of the ACC title range. So right now we have Notre Dame leading. Now I think we need to take a look at the aforementioned Virginia. Let's see. Virginia Tech is a win. Clemson is a loss. NC State win. Wake win. Miami win. We already discussed North Carolina. I'm pretty sure that's a win. Louisville is going to be scary, says, yeah. Kiddo, please do East Carolina. We already went through the American. I don't really think East Carolina is going to be that good this year. I'm sorry. I know you're a fan of ECU. We already discussed Louisville will be a win. Duke will be a win. So do I really have Virginia going 11-1? I do. I do, don't I? Is Virginia Tech? Because I don't see them losing any. I like their chances against UNC and Louisville at home, but I'm pretty sure they're going to end up losing one of those games. And at Virginia Tech too. Ooh, that's big at Virginia Tech. I'm going to go with 10-2 for Virginia. I don't really know what to think of them. We're going to go with 10-2 for the Cavaliers. Next, let's take a look at, I think we did everyone besides Clemson, so we'll take a look at them really quickly. Wake is a win. Citadel is an ungodly clobbering to the highest degree. Virginia's a win. Miami's a win. Are you kidding? Okay, they're running the table. There's no way Clemson's going to lose. Travis Etienne, Trevor Lawrence is going to come back with a vengeance after losing the national championship. There's no way they lose at all this year. I really think. ACC is just Clemson with anyone competing for second and third. Yeah, you're right. So that would make your conference championship Notre Dame and Clemson. And here's a bold prediction for me. I think after this year, Notre Dame will be staying in the ACC for good. I think they're going to stay for good. Can we agree? Are we agreeing with that? I think they're going to like it in the ACC. They're going to like playing cupcakes all the time besides Clemson and Marshall's. Yeah, I got the Marshall game on behind me. I think we can all agree they're staying in the ACC after this. Are we all in agreement on that? I'm pretty sure we can all be in agreement on that. But Clemson and Notre Dame, I think if Clemson beats Notre Dame on the road, they're gonna end up beating them in the conference championship. So I have Clemson going undefeated, and if we go to this drawing, I think they will be the number one overall team in the country and earning my first spot in the college football playoff. I think they're by far and away the best team in the nation at this point. Their defense is just ungodly good. They are going to be without the services of Justin Ross for the entire year, which is concerning. But I think we can safely agree Clemson is your number one team, and they will be making it to the college football playoff. Now, let's go back. And our next conference is the Big 12, also known – see, the Big 10 should be called the Big 12. The Big 12 should be called the Big 10 because there's 10 teams. I don't understand. My team is Michigan State. I also support Louisville and Tennessee. I have 3 teams, okay? Michigan State is my number one team. They are my favorite. You should have seen that in the corner. My grandpa played football at Tennessee, so I'm also a huge Tennessee fan, and my dad went to Louisville, so I'm also a big Louisville fan. Anyway, let's get into the Big 12. Now, I think there are 4 teams that can contend for the conference title. I think first we need to look at Oklahoma State. because they are a good team. They are always very underrated. They definitely know how to play well. They play as a team. Tulsa should be a win. West Virginia should be a win. Kansas should be a win. Baylor should be a win. At home against Iowa State, I'm going to say that's a win. Texas is a loss. I do not see them winning that game. At Kansas State is a win. At Oklahoma is a loss. I do think Oklahomans, they're going to end up killing them. Texas Tech is a win, and TCU is a win. So that is going to be, how many games do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they get 9, they play everyone in the conference, and then they get 1 out-of-conference game. So I think Oklahoma State, 8-2, that should be a safe assumption for the Cowboys. Next, I think we need to look at Iowa State, because I think they have a chance to contend. Louisiana Lafayette is a win. TCU is a win. Oklahoma, you know what? Screw it. At Oklahoma at home is a win. I think they're going to win that game. Brock Purdy is a stud. He's really good. He knows how to lead a team. I think they beat Oklahoma at home. I really see that happening. Texas Tech is a win. We already discussed Oklahoma State. That's a loss. At Kansas is a win. Baylor is a win. Kansas State is a win. At Texas is a loss. I do not see them coming away with a win at Texas. West Virginia is a win. So we also have Iowa State finishing 8-2. Although Oklahoma State would hold the tiebreaker in this scenario with a win. Oh, thank you, Ethan the Buckeye, for the sub. I appreciate it. Tennessee going 10-0, says Rue. We'll have to see. Big Tennessee fan here. But 8-2 so far for both of those teams. Now I think we need to look at Texas. We'll see if Texas has a chance here. UTEP, that is going to be a win. I know a lot of you love UTEP here, but I don't think they're going to win. At Texas, Tech should be a win. TCU should be a win. Oklahoma, Fox, Cotton Bowl Stadium, I think that's a loss. I think Oklahoma comes away with a big win in that game. I think that they're going to lose that game. Baylor is a win. Did we just Oklahoma State? That's a win. West Virginia's a win. Kansas is a win. Iowa State at home is a win. Kansas State is a win. So 9-1 for Texas. That is not bad. For a team that's back or whatever, I think they can safely expect to go 9-1. Now we must look at Oklahoma. Oh, Oklahoma. You guys know my gripes with this team if you've been around for a while. Okay. Missouri State, that is going to be a killing. First, I think we need to discuss. So let's see. It was Baker Mayfield. Then it was Kyler Murray. Then it was Jalen Hurts. And now the reins are being turned over to redshirt freshman Spencer Rattler. I have heard nothing but tremendous things about this guy. I've heard that he's going to win the Heisman. I've also heard that he's going to be a bum and he's not even going to be really good at all. But the good has outweighed the bad on this guy. So I think I'm going to go with the assumption that he's going to be pretty good. I've seen some tape, and he actually looks really solid. I think he's going to be definitely a Heisman finalist come the end of the year. Missouri State, that's an unholy clobbering. Kansas State is a win. We already discussed my big upset for this conference is Iowa State's winning that game. Good news for Oklahoma fan. I do not see them losing at all. I have them beating Texas. Maybe at Texas Tech could be a trap game, but I do think they could run the table after this game. After losing to Iowa State, I think they could run the table. Also, this is a huge trap game because they play Texas the week after. A trap game is when you have a big game and the week before you play like a pretty good opponent, but like you should win, and they come out and they embarrass you. I think that's trap game potential, and I think it's going to end up happening. But 9-1 for the Oklahoma Sooners. And that would bring us to a conference championship matchup of Oklahoma and Texas. And I think Oklahoma would win that. I think that they beat Texas in the regular season, and I think they go on, and I think they're going to beat Texas in the Big 12 championship game. And I have Oklahoma finishing at 10-1, conference champion, and I think they will be firmly in the driver's seat for a playoff spot. I'm not going to tell you whether or not they make the playoff yet because that's going to be at the end. I discussed the Big Ten at the beginning. I don't think they're even going to play. There's no way they're going to start like 2 months behind, a month behind everyone, and get enough games in. They'd be able to get in like 6 games by the time the playoff comes around. Did you do SEC yet? No. SEC is probably going to be saved for the end. So, Tyler, you're just in time. So, let's go to Conference USA. Now, I have no idea who's good and who's not in this conference. Marshall's up 21-0 right now, but they are playing Eastern Kentucky. They're playing an FCS team. So, I really don't know. I think this is going to be a situation where your conference champion is going to be like 8-4 because everyone's going to beat up on everyone. I know FIU beat Miami last year, so I know they're pretty good. I'm pretty sure my uncle went to Western Kentucky. I'm a Western Kentucky fan. Charlotte sucks. Okay. I know a lot of people like UAB. They struggled with Central Arkansas though. That game was close for a while. So I'm not sure about that one. I think I'm gonna say FIU comes out of this division. I'm gonna say Louisiana Tech always has a really good team. They're usually really good. I'm going to say Louisiana Tech comes out of this division. I think FIU, Louisiana Tech, and FIU wins. I know nothing about the American. I don't know who's good and who's not. I'm going to go with FIU to win the conference. Independence, we can go over this. Basically, the only way any of these teams are making the playoff is it's weird not seeing Notre Dame in here. It really is. It's weird not seeing Notre Dame. BYU is probably the best out of these teams. Navy, I think they'll win that game. Army should be a win. Troy should be. Man, BYU might go undefeated. They might. Holy cow. They only play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They only play 8 games. And like North Alabama, Western Kentucky, Texas. Okay, I think BYU is going to go 8-0, but they have no good teams on this 8-game schedule. They do not play anyone good. Just saying, you better pick App State to win the Sun Belt. No, Liberty's better. No, Liberty's not better than. Liberty is not better than BYU. BYU, yeah. But do we really think BYU is losing to any of these teams? Your hardest team is probably Western Kentucky. I'm like North Alabama, Texas State. Actually, they'll lose to Houston. They will lose to Houston. 7-1, I think Houston will beat them. 7-1 for BYU. Next conference we have up is the MAC. The MAC canceled their season, didn't they? I'm pretty sure the MAC canceled. Yeah, the MAC's not playing. Do you think they're going to lose to Army and Navy? I think they're better than both the academy schools. I think they're going to win. Because Michigan State was supposed to play BYU this year, and everyone was picking BYU. Everyone I talked to was like, oh, yeah, BYU's going to win. AP preseason top 10, Clemson, Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, LSU, Penn State, Florida, Oregon, and Notre Dame. Okay. So let's move on to the Mountain West. No ranked teams, but we know Boise State's always very good. Oh, Mountain West canceled too? Okay. I did not know that, so we'll skip over them. Pac-12 canceled. And now we're going to do Sun Belt, and then we will save the SEC for last. Okay, let's take a look. Now, App State is going to run away with this division, Coastal Carolina. As for this division, I know Louisiana Lafayette's pretty good. They went 10-2 last year. They played App State in the conference championship, and they held it close for a little bit, but eventually just couldn't keep up. Let's take a look at Louisiana's schedule. Iowa State's a loss. Georgia State is a win. Georgia Southern is a loss. App State, they're going to lose. At UAB is a loss. Dang, so I have Louisiana Raging Cajuns losing 3 games, but 2 of those games are out-of-conference games. Like UAB and Iowa State are both out-of-conference games. So I only have them getting 1 conference loss, and I have them winning that division. Now, let's take a look at App State. I don't know who they play out of conference, but they should be able to run through everyone. Oh, this is a cupcake schedule. Charlotte should be a win. At Marshall will be a very good game. This game is definitely going to be a good game. Marshall's looking pretty good right now against Eastern Kentucky, up 21-0 after the first quarter. But I'm going to take App State. I do think they're the better team. Campbell, that's going to be a win. Louisiana Lafayette on ESPN, that'll be a good game. This will be a very good game, but I think App State wins at home. Georgia Southern should be a win. Arkansas State should be a win. The rest of these games should be wins. So I have App State going undefeated, and then an undefeated matchup between App State, and Louisiana Lafayette. I think App State wins. I think they go undefeated, And they're going to have a really, really good, a very good chance. They're going to have a very good chance of making the playoff. But, there's a huge but. SMU, I also have going undefeated. A lot of you guys weren't here for the start of the live stream, but I think they are going to be going undefeated as well. So I don't know what we're going to think of this. It's going to be tight and competitive because the SEC winner is getting in. There's no way around it. The winner of the SEC is getting in. Clemson basically has their spot waiting for them. And then you're thinking a one-loss Big 12 champion, an undefeated non-Power 5 team, or like a one-loss SEC team that didn't win the conference. It's going to be an interesting conversation. But now we go to the Southeastern Conference. Now, let's take a look. We have 7 ranked teams, and we're going to go through the schedule for all of those ranked teams. Let's get right into it. We're going to start with Tennessee. I think they have a new freshman quarterback coming in. Their defense has improved. They have a really good O-line. Their O-line is full of studs. The O-line is probably the strength of this team. So let's take a look. At South Carolina, sorry SEC football too, but that's a win. Missouri is a win. At Georgia is a loss. I do not see them coming away with a win in that game. Now, keep in mind, Tennessee has not beaten a top 10 team since 2007. That's sad to even think about. Okay, Kentucky should be a win. Alabama is a loss. At Arkansas should be a win. Texas A&M at home? That's a loss. I don't think they're going to win that game. At Auburn is a win. I am not a big Auburn supporter. Bo Nix, I think, is pretty overrated. Tennessee O-line is all 5-star. Yeah, I think you're right about that. And their O-line's really, really good. I think they're gonna lose to Texas A&M, but I think they beat Auburn. They're gonna go 1-1 in these games. Vanderbilt's a win, and for you Florida fans out there, this is gonna be Tennessee's first win over a top 10 team in 13 years. Give me Tennessee! They're winning this game. They're winning it. I don't care what you say. I'm not a big believer in Florida. I think they're going to be looking ahead to the conference championship, and they're going to win this game. Tennessee's going to be playing for their entire season in this game. Florida's going to be looking ahead to the conference championship. And Murray's mad. Oh, boy. Florida fan in the chat is mad. I think Tennessee wins this game. So let's see. We have them losing to Texas A&M. We have, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 7-3 for Tennessee. I think Tennessee 7-3 for Tennessee. I think that's a fair assumption. I think they are going to be good this year. I'm telling you right now, they are going to be good. Next, I think we need to look at the aforementioned Texas A&M. Now, their schedule is always just packed with good teams throughout the year. But let's see what we have in store. Vanderbilt should be a win. At Alabama, that is going to be a good game. Very, very good game. Notre Dame's winning it all since Daniel Mason. I don't think so. I think we'll make a big bowl game. Oh, Marshall scored again. This is going to be a very good game. I think it's a loss, though. I do think that Alabama is going to end up winning this game. Florida. Oh, Florida at home. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a really good game at home. I think they win. I think they win. I like Texas A&M. Like, if you look at their roster, is Kellen Mond still? Kellen Mond's been there for what feels like forever. Like, they have some good players on the team. I mean, like, yeah, they still have Kellen Mond. They have like 8 quarterbacks. What the hell? Okay, Kellen Mond is a stud, dude. He's been there for so long. He knows that team more than anyone. It feels like he's been there for like the last 10 years. I think they beat Florida. And Mississippi State should be a win. Arkansas should be a win. South Carolina should be a win. Tennessee, I already discussed. That's going to be a win. Ole Miss should be a win. Home against LSU. That's a loss. I don't see them coming away with a win in that game. At Auburn, win. I think they're better than Auburn. That's my bold predict. That's one of my bold predictions for the SEC. I really think Yeah, I'm going to be going to Roman. I think they're better than they are definitely better than Auburn. I think that's a win. So 8-2 for the Aggies. That's pretty good. I definitely think that is what we can reasonably expect from them. Now, let's take a look at who do we want to do next. I should have gone division by division. Let's take a look at the aforementioned Auburn now. I don't know how good they're going to be. Kentucky's a win. Georgia is a loss. I don't see them winning that game. Arkansas is a win. Yeah, I'll give you and Brian a right when I'm done with this. Arkansas is a win. South Carolina is a win. Ole Miss is a win. LSU is a loss. They're not going to win that game. LSU's still really good, guys. They're still really good. I know they lost a lot of people, but they are still really, really good. Who's their new core? All right. Mississippi State is a win. Tennessee is a loss. I think they're going to lose to Tennessee. I think Tennessee's better than Auburn. If Texas A&M's better than Auburn, then we can go undefeated. Yeah, I think Texas A&M's better than Auburn. Alabama is a loss, obviously, and then Texas A&M is also going to be a loss. So they end their season on 3 straight losses. 5-5, I have Auburn going. I'm not a believer in Auburn this year. I'm not a believer in Bo Nix. I think he's pretty overrated. I don't think he can really read defenses that well. So I have Auburn going 5-5. That's pretty bad. Okay, next, I think we need to look at Alabama. Now, here we go. Missouri's a win. Texas A&M's a win. Mississippi is a win. Georgia, this is the big game. This is the game that's going to decide the SEC possibly. This game is huge. And Bama's going to lose. I love Georgia's chances. I am not at all a believer in Mac Jones. He looked pretty bad against Auburn. And Auburn is really not that great of a team. They're good, but they are not an LSU. They're not a Georgia. And he did not look good. I don't think Alabama is going to be this is not the Alabama team of old. This is the game of the year. I think Georgia wins. That's going to be a loss for Alabama. Tennessee is a win. Mississippi State is a win at LSU. This is also really good. This is also really tough. That's a loss. I'm still a believer in LSU. They're still. Think of how good LSU was last year. Last year, that's probably the best college football team of all time. You think Bryce Young will start by Mississippi State? Really? That's an interesting point. Yeah, you're right. Bryce. I think next year Bama's going to be really good because they're going to have Bryce Young being the mainstay of that offense. But I think LSU, that's a loss. Kentucky's a win, Auburn's a win, Arkansas's a win. So 8-2 for the Tide. That's what I think we can reasonably expect from them. They could easily go 10-0, but those 2 big games, I see them losing both of them. Now, let's look at LSU. Okay. Mississippi State, that's a win. Hold on, let's look at their roster. Because they are still a really good team. Miles Brennan, I think no one's giving him the respect he deserves. I think he's still really good. Like, everyone's like, oh, this guy's terrible. But you think about it. You're comparing him to the best college football season of all time from Joe Burrow. That is not a lie. More touchdowns than anyone. He's still really good, guys. He's still really good. Running backs, they always have a really good running back. Josh Emery, I think, is pretty good. Kareem Dunn is usually, I think he'll play really well. Jamar Chase did opt out, but honestly, they still have Terrence Marshall. He's a stud. I think they're going to be fine. I don't know, tight end. Their O-line was really good last year. Burrow had all time to throw last year. Bennett will be like Bo Nix last year. Ooh, really? Really? I think he's going to be way better than Bo Nix was last year. That's just my opinion. And their defense is still their defense is always really good. They have some good names here. Their defense, Derek Singletary is an absolute monster. Their defense, Kerry Vincent Jr., he's really good. So definitely LSU is going to be good. Mississippi State is a win. Vanderbilt's a win. Missouri is a win. At Florida. Ooh. At Florida. Yikes. Loss. I don't think they're going to beat Florida. I really think they're going to be looking ahead to Auburn and Alabama. I think Florida wins that game. That's what I think. I see Florida coming away with a win there. South Carolina's a win. Auburn is a win. We already discussed. Alabama, big game. I think they come away with a win that year. Arkansas is a win. At Texas A&M, that's a win. And then Ole Miss is a win. So 9-1 for LSU. That's really good. I think that is definitely what we can expect from them. Now we need to finish out the East. Let's look at Florida. Let's see what we got here. Ole Miss is a win. South Carolina is a win. Texas A&M. Did I have Texas A&M winning this game? I forgot. I think that's a loss. I think they're going to lose to Texas A&M. LSU is also a loss. Missouri is a win. Georgia's a win. I like their chances against Georgia. I really think they can beat Georgia. See, Florida is always a team that shows up against the big teams, but they always collapse against mediocre teams. They got embarrassed by Missouri the other year. Arkansas's a win. Vanderbilt's a win. Kentucky's a win. Tennessee loss. So I have them losing to Tennessee, Texas A&M, and LSU. So a 7-3 for Florida, but they get that big win against Georgia. I think they're going to win that game. Now we take a look at Georgia. Where are they? Where's Georgia? Where's the doggies? There they are. Okay. Arkansas's a win. Auburn's a win. Tennessee's a win. Alabama's a win. Kentucky's a win. Florida's a loss. I really think wait, didn't I say? Oh yeah, I did say. Wait, I'm all messed up. Didn't I say? Yeah, I said Florida was beating LSU. Did I say LSU was a loss? Your schedule does not have 10-0 written all over it, Tyler. Oh my god. Oh my god. Delusional Florida fan is back, guys. What? Delusional Florida fan is back. Yikes, man. Ugh. Okay. I think Florida's a loss. I think Missouri, Mississippi State, they have an easy end of their schedule. I think Georgia goes 9-1, and they make the SEC championship against LSU. We're going to have a rematch of last year, Georgia and LSU. And who do I think's going to win? I think it's going to be LSU. I'm a big believer in LSU still. They're still good. They're so good. I don't understand why. Do you want me to do Arkansas? Okay, let's look at Arkansas. You asked for it, Luke. We'll do Arkansas. Loss. 0-10. 0-10. Literally, so each SEC team had to add 2 conference games. The 2 games they got were Georgia and Florida. That's terrible. That's so bad. Honestly, the only game I see them winning is home against Ole Miss. That's the only game I think they have a chance in. But I think LSU is going to win the SEC at 10-1 after the conference championship game. I think they win, and if we go over here, let me move myself out of the way oh nope, wrong thing. Let me move myself out of the way real quick. Let's move OBS down so we can reveal LSU as our second team in the college football playoff. That's what I really think is going to happen. Now, let's make this a little bit bigger. If it'll let me make it bigger. Okay, let's move. Okay, that should be good. Okay, let's move us back up to the corner. Okay, now. Actually, hold on. I'm just going to get rid of myself for this. Bye, guys. Hold on. Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me put myself backwards. There we go. I'll put myself over here. How do we like it over here? And then let's minimize this a little bit. And then we should be good. Now, here is the big dilemma right now. These 3 and 4 spots. Who do we think? Who do we think? Now, we have Oklahoma finishing 9-1 and making the playoff, and I think Oklahoma's going to make it. I think they finish 9-1, and I think we can safely assume that they'll be back. I don't want them to be back, but I definitely think Oklahoma is going to end up making the playoff. There's no way a one-loss Big 12 champion is not going to make it, but I definitely think. You remember last time y'all underrated LSU. So, okay. So I think we could safely say that these 3 will be back. Now, here's the problem. This 4th spot. We have tons of candidates. We could go with a 2-loss Georgia. I think, here's the thing. I think if Georgia beats Florida, they finish the regular season undefeated, they'll be number 1. And then if they lose, I think they're going to get that 4th spot. But we have them losing to Florida. A 2-loss SEC team, I don't think is going to get it. We have to look at Notre Dame. Now I have Notre Dame losing to Clemson in the regular season and in the conference championship. I don't think a 2-loss non-conference champion. So then from my scenario, then we got to look at Texas. I have Texas losing to Oklahoma, and I have them losing to LSU, and I have Texas losing to Oklahoma twice. So all 3 of these teams, the team that finished second in said conference, I have them losing twice. I have Notre Dame losing to Clemson twice. I have Georgia losing to LSU, and I have them losing to Florida. I have Texas losing twice to Oklahoma. So that means the door is wide open for a non-Power 5 team to make it. And the 2 teams I think are going to go undefeated from the non-Power 5 are App State and SMU. Shane Bouchain is the real deal. Zach Thomas is still at App State. I think App State has a better chance of going undefeated because I think SMU can lose to a Cincinnati. They could lose to maybe a UCF in the title game. But I think they're far and away better. I think SMU, they're really good guys. They made the top. They were like 13 at one point last year. And then they lost a close game to Memphis, and they were really good, and they got vastly better. They got a new 4-star quarterback, Shane Bouchain. He is a stud. I've watched some film on him. He is really good. And this is why SMU Mustangs are making the playoff. That is my bold prediction. You guys can clown on this all you want. You can clown on it all you want. I gladly accept the criticism. I don't see anyone in the American beating SMU, and I don't see any other Power 5 team coming up with a good enough of a resume. And it comes down to App State and SMU. I think the best would just be have them play each other as a play-in game, but I know that's not going to happen. So I think what it's going to come down to is SMU is going to be playing way better teams. They're going to be playing way better teams than they're going to be playing way better teams than App State. App State won't play a single top 25 team all year, whereas SMU, they're going to have to play UCF and Cincinnati probably. Both games, I think they're really going to win. Oh, God. SMU or App State is going to get blown out. Tell me why SMU. I just did. SMU might lose to TCU. No way. There's no way they're going to lose to TCU. I really think that's going to happen. So these are my playoff matchups. Now, who do we think's going to win? Let's just get this out of the way. I think SMU honestly could hold it close against Clemson, but I do think Clemson is eventually going to win. I think it'd be a good game. I think SMU could hold it close for a while, but I think eventually Clemson is just going to come away and win. And now, where's Bama? Oh, I have them going 8-2. I'm losing to Georgia and LSU. And then, rematch of the most unholy clobbering of last year. I think who do I think is going to win? I honestly think LSU's still a good enough team to where I think they're definitely better than Oklahoma, and I think they're making the national championship again. That's right, I have a rematch of the national championship. Let me move my OBS camera over to, we're going to go down here. And who do we think? Who do we think, chat? I'm telling you right now, this is going to be, I honestly think these teams are still really good. These teams are still really, really good. But I think there is no way anyone is going to stop the Clemson Tigers from winning the national championship. I think they are by far and away the best team in college football. I think Travis Etienne, it'll be a good game, but they're going to come out for a revenge. They're going to be on a revenge tour, and I really think that they are going to win the college football playoff, and I think Clemson will be your 2020 national champions. They don't do anything wrong. Great defense, great offense. They're going to put everything together, and they are going to win the national championship. What do we think? Bama will kill LSU. I don't think so. Brian Marcinkovich says number 1 Clemson, number 2 Georgia, number 3 Notre Dame, number 4. Okay, so you have Georgia winning the SEC. I'm not opposed to that. I have them making the SEC championship. Let's see. You have what else do we got? I don't understand how you have Notre Dame making it because okay, so the only way Notre Dame would make it would be they would have to beat Clemson in the regular season. And I think they'll have a way better chance of beating Clemson in the regular season as opposed to the playoff, mostly because the game's at home. I think they're going to win at home, I think they'll lose at home, but I think so they're going to have to win that game. But if they lose to Clemson, the question is will a one-loss non-conference champion get in over like an undefeated SMU? I don't think so. Fucking hate how he's from my hometown and everyone rides Clemson out. LSU Bama is going to be close. It will. Clemson's a high school schedule. Not really. They play they have some decent teams on their schedule. Luke likes some predictions. ND will beat Clemson once. Okay. You see, if ND beats Clemson, you see, that's the whole dilemma. A lot of things are going to have to come up right for SMU to make it, or App State. If SMU loses, then that's App State right there. Yeah, I will pick you up. But basically, I think Notre Dame loses twice, I think Georgia loses twice, and I think Texas loses twice. And I really think that this is how the college football playoff is going to be. So I'm going to come full screen again. And I'm going to say, give me a second. There we go. Thank you guys for watching. I really think this is going to be a great college football season. I'm telling you, SMU and App State are praying to the gods that the Pac-12 and Big Ten both don't play. And I don't think they will. I really don't think they will. And honestly, why make predictions if you're just going to be like, I'm going to pick the favorite every time? That defeats the purpose. Have fun when you make predictions. Have fun, guys. And that is why this is going to be your college football playoff. I really think it's going to happen, guys. I really think so. But I can definitely see why you guys are a bit upset. I can definitely see. I see a lot of people that are very unhappy with me picking SMU. But I'm telling you, man, look up Shane Bouchane. He's a stud. He's going to be really good. Hey, maybe they beat Clemson. Who knows? But anyway, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this stream. Have a great rest of your day. NFL season preview coming tomorrow. That will be fun. And yeah, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Go Mustangs.